"I don't know how we were so blind. He said as much as he could without being killed."
Justin Bieber already tried to warn us about all of this 6 years ago.
This is just a taste of the public outcry following the recently released Epstein files.
It was a time where I was sipping lean, I was popping pills, I was doing Molly, shrooms, everything. And it was just an escape for me. I was just young, like everybody in the industry and people in the world who experiment and do, just normal growing up things. But my experience was in front of cameras and I had a different level of exposure and people and I had a lot of money and a lot of things. So then you have all these people around me just kind of hanging on, wanting stuff from me.
Why does the video end with Justin's younger child self? Why are the teasers? I'm not gonna say it. Why has Justin posted a dozen images of babies on his Instagram with the hashtag yummy?
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry. People take for granted encounter.
Why is this party for rich, middle-class people a secret? Yet the performers are children.
The internet has been saying it for years. He was trying to warn us. He said as much as he could without getting heard. And for a long time, most people scrolled past. But in 2026, something shifted. The files finally dropped. And suddenly, a pop song from 2020 didn't look so simple anymore. Today, we're going to follow every thread. From a 6-letter word buried 344 times in classified documents, to a music video that a generation of fans now believes was a cry for help hidden in plain sight. And we're going to ask the question the internet is already asking. Was Justin Bieber trying to tell us something all along?
I feel bad for Justin Bieber right now. I feel like he gave us so many signs and we missed all of them. Have you seen what fans have been piecing together about the Yummy music video?
Wait, because I've always wanted to know what yummy means, because everyone's always hinted at oh, there's a deeper meaning.
Now that this P. Diddy scandal has come out, you kind of see the relation between the lyrics and the music video.
Oh no, I don't know if I'm ready.
So if you watch the music video, you see the first scene, it's like a band on stage and everyone in the band is very young. Then Justin Bieber sits down at a table and he's having a good time. There's a sandwich in front of him and you can't see what's inside the sandwich. It's facing him okay, but it's face up. Everyone's eating. He's with all these wealthy, famous, powerful people.
Which is simulating a party.
Exactly. So then in the middle of the music video, the sandwich turns around and you can see what's inside it. And it's a cherry, which symbolizes purity, youth, virginity, etc. And then at that point in the music video, Justin starts to kind of be grossed out and the waiters are bringing him all this gross food and weird and everyone at the table is eating all the weird and Justin's kind of yo, this is not my vibe.
Kind of like Katniss in District 1 for the first time?
Exactly.
Okay.
So then there's a little girl who's playing an instrument in the band at the beginning of the music video and she's wearing this all red suit. At the end of the music video, the red suit is taken off and it's laid over a chair and the music video ends and it's a plate and it's 14-year-old Justin Bieber, a photo of him, and it says yummy under it.
Interestingly, the word yummy appears in the e-files 344 times. On the surface, many of those appearances are completely innocent. Desserts at dinner parties, fancy restaurant dates, home baking, normal stuff. But as you dig deeper, the word starts turning up in contexts that have nothing to do with food. In 2011, a woman named Nadia, believed to be Nadia Marcinova, Epstein's former assistant and alleged co-conspirator, emailed Jeffrey. She wrote that she had ordered sweet young coconuts from Thailand and that they were, in her words, very yummy. She then added she'd have them sent to 71st Street with Sarah because, as she put it, she didn't want Jeffrey drinking juices from old hairy things. Not just that, Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's closest associate and convicted co-conspirator, wrote in one message, just about the only thing the house needs is a yummy guest. Now, that could mean attractive. It could mean charming. But when you're reading through a document that details one of the worst human networks in modern history, the word starts to feel different.
Maxwell was the enabler-in-chief for Epstein, that these crimes were facilitated by him and that the jury was persuaded by these victims who came forward and testified.
What about this one count, people will ask, on which she was acquitted, enticing a minor to travel to engage in illegal acts? What should we understand about that?
So what you should understand is really the two most serious charges in this case were the trafficking counts. So counts 5 and 6, those carry the most significant penalties. Those were the ones where we really heard about the direct involvement of Maxwell in actual sexualized massages with the victim. For all those other counts, those are also very serious. But what we saw is that the jury was just taking its job very seriously. And the government had to prove a number of elements for each of those crimes, which incorporates state law into them. And they're very technical. And we saw that over the course of many days, the jury was really grappling with that one count. But at the end of the day, it likely won't make a significant difference in terms of how Ghislaine Maxwell is sentenced ultimately.
So the trial went on for about a month. We know it featured the testimony of 4 women who described their abuse as teenagers in the 1990s and the early 2000s. Tell us a little bit more about what we heard from those women and what role you think their testimony played in the trial and the verdict.
Their role was really the most significant in the trial by far. That was really the crux of the government's case here, was the testimony of those 4 victims while being corroborated by other witness testimony and other evidence. And what we saw is witness after witness, victim after victim, explaining how Maxwell recruited them when they were underage and how she participated in the normalizing of this sexual misconduct, of this abuse, and ultimately participated in the commercial aspect of this. So actually facilitating the payment in exchange for this sexual abuse. And so we saw that throughout, and we really saw a focus on what Maxwell's specific role was in the recruitment and then even in the actual acts. Massaging one of the underage minors, massaging her breast, actually participating in the acts.
When Yummy came out, it was already controversial, but for a different reason. At the time, people connected it to Pizzagate, the 2016 conspiracy theory that accused Democratic elites of running a trafficking operation out of a Washington, D.C. pizza restaurant, using coded language in leaked emails to describe their crimes. Allegations that eventually spiraled to include cannibalism and satanic rituals.
Take you back to 2016, when another batch of emails was released.
The Pizzagate conspiracy began with the Clinton WikiLeaks. The conspiracy theory quickly spread to Reddit and YouTube, feeding fake online news stories alleging a Clinton campaign child ring.
Well, that's an incredibly serious charge. And seeing how the right doesn't like to jump to conclusions on emails, I assume that these emails were pretty concise and clear about the extent of what would be a horrific crime.
The original source of all this, a leaked email to John Podesta, Hillary Clinton's campaign chief. It was from his brother, and it said simply, "Would love to get a pizza."
My God. Could it be any clearer that John Podesta and his brother are running a family-owned child ring? What else could "would love to get a pizza" mean? That was the famous Pizzagate conspiracy. When people were so obsessed with finding evidence of trafficking, they built a whole code book and applied it to those emails.
Why did the Podesta emails mention the code word pasta for either little boy or 78 times?
Why would he mention pasta 78 times? Other than the fact that he's Italian. He's Italian.
At the time, most people dismissed Pizzagate as a whole, and even the Bieber connection to pizza as a stretch. But after the files, the internet went back to look again. On January 2nd, 2020, 2 days before the single dropped, Justin posted a photo of the word "yummy" written in pizza. Fans who were already suspicious saw that as calculated. Then came the series of photos Justin posted of random babies with the hashtag "yummy." Taken alone, maybe odd. Taken alongside everything else, the internet had questions. However, the music video was what raised even more questions. It opens with Justin walking through a kitchen and into an exclusive private party. And this isn't a normal party. The performers are children, and they move through the space in a way that some viewers describe as uncomfortable, almost like they're looking to someone for help. The guests watching them are older, wealthy, draped in jewelry and expensive clothing. Online, they've been called elites.
Let me just say, the music video pretty much sets out the entire scene in the first 20 seconds. Notice he is going through the back kitchen, the green tone, and just look at that side. We also see camera flashing, which kind of suggests media coverage. It makes you feel like this is some criminal activity that's going on. Justin walks in so secretly to this party, it's as if he is so ashamed to be here. Yet when Justin enters, he literally just takes off his hoodie. And this is when we first see children playing musical instruments. Yet as it reveals, everyone at this party is middle-aged. And based on the costume design and setting design, it's obvious that this party is catering towards richer adults. All these points directly link with the original setting of the Pizzagate theory. And ironically, even though this music video is called "Yummy," the food is absolutely disgusting. Jelly and this fish thing. I'm not even going to talk about this cake. You'll notice throughout the video, no one actually goes and eats their food decently. You have all these weird sort of habits, such as feeding it to each other by hand. We also have picky eaters just grabbing the tops. There are knives and forks provided, yet no one actually uses it. The only time we actually see them eat is when we get these disturbingly close-up shots. I mean, look at this lady just aggressively eating these chips. And okay, this scene just gets me right up. I don't know about this. There is nothing yummy in this actual party. They're here clearly for something else. Overall, it just makes you feel uncomfortable. And again, you know there's something off. Now, before we talk about the significance of children in this video, I just want to talk about Justin Bieber himself first. I know he's not a child, but he seems to play a different role in this music video compared to the older characters. Justin Bieber comes in with the most cute casual castle pink outfit that is considerably ripped despite his net worth. Justin is the only one who actually seems to eat the food and enjoy it. He's actually getting mind blown away by this disgusting food. When the party gets more wilder, eventually we see his face and eyes just change during the video. I mean, look at this part. His chin just, yo. Could this symbolize hallucinations or getting drugged? Or maybe just consuming too much alcohol for the night? During the climax, he is dancing in the very center of the table. But in this scene, his cute candy necklace that he's been wearing the entire time disappears, and it's replaced by this silver chain. His scrappy jumper also disappears. It's as if he has turned into one of them, or one of the elite. Or he has been subject as a victim or a witness throughout the storyline in this party. After all, he seems to be hallucinating or tricked to eat the disgusting food in this video. At the end of the video, Justin is alone at his table, and we then see this cake which reveals underneath Justin's younger self's face. It is just so questionable. There is absolutely no reason whatsoever to include Justin's younger self plate if it really was about his love life.
Something about toes curling and stuff.
Yeah, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
I'm married, you know?
Yeah.
And I did a little bit of digging through the director's online presence, found the trailers. And let me just tell you, these teasers, my favorite evidence to this entire analysis. No, we do not associate that and have a child's face at the bottom. And that it actually comes from the music video. This lady, and if you look carefully at the cake on her fork, you'll see it is the exact same cake that was on top of Justin's plate.
But Yummy isn't where the trail ends, because online investigators have been going back further through years of Justin's posts and videos, looking for patterns. Help. Ronald McDonald is our kids. There's also a drawing showing two paths, safety or fame. One line said something like, "Stop worshiping me." And another one says, "If you're reading this, it's already too late." There was also a frame that referenced 2016, the year Pizzagate exploded into public consciousness. Another included the message, "Stop harming me, please, Justin." Whether that was a message to Justin or a message from Justin, nobody could say for certain. And yet when you put all of it together, the word, the video, the frames, the connections to Epstein, to Diddy, to the music industry's most powerful and most accused figures, it all feels different. Even if you take a look at Justin, the number of things he had to go through since he was a child is really disappointing. We're talking about arrests, reckless behavior, public outbursts, and a growing sense that something wasn't right. The media framed it as a bad boy phase, but in reality, it looked a lot more like someone spiraling under pressure. One user on Reddit spoke about this, saying, "People have been making assumptions that he was abused since he was a kid. People forget it, but when he was still a literal teenager, people were openly laughing about the idea because no one wanted to admit he could sing, so they invalidated him by joking that he'd slept his way into the industry when he was still an underage boy. That turned into genuinely serious concerns when he was in his early 20s, involving entirely different people who treated him extremely inappropriately, then happened again when this video came out, and then happened again when the Diddy case happened, and is now happening again. We'll never know what did or didn't happen to him, but the guy has cried about the industry being dangerous for kids, spoke openly about having serious mental health problems, and admitted to being suicidal. That makes it worse that people routinely exploit traumatic rumors about him and milk it for performative sympathy content, only to slide back into hating his guts when he starts acting unwell and upset in response, especially when no one could be bothered to have actual concern about it when he was a kid. Amidst all of this, the relationship between Justin Bieber and Sean Diddy Combs has become a major talking point in recent years, especially as people look back at Justin's early career with a different perspective. When Justin first entered the music industry as a teenager, he was quickly introduced to powerful figures in the industry, including Diddy, largely through his connection with Usher. At the time, their interactions were seen as normal for a young artist being welcomed into the industry. However, resurfaced videos have changed how people interpret those moments. One of the most discussed clips shows Diddy talking about spending 48 hours with a teenage Justin, describing it as something they can't really disclose.
A video of Justin Bieber and P. Diddy has resurfaced and is going viral. Justin was only 15 years old at the time and P. Diddy was 40, and people are calling it creepy, among other things. Take a look.
Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher. I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
Going crazy.
Man, when I saw what Diddy did to Justin Bieber that night, I was going crazy, but I couldn't say anything. I remember that night like it was yesterday. Diddy had just picked up Justin, barely 15 years old, promising 48 hours of madness, and I was there, behind the cameras. The atmosphere was tense from the start. Justin, with his innocent and nervous face, was trying to keep up, but I could see in his eyes that he didn't belong there. Diddy had organized a huge party at his place for Justin, but the guests were getting stranger by the minute. They were forcing Justin to and even though he hesitated, he went along with it. But everything changed when Diddy pulled out that bottle. He handed it to Justin, who knelt as people shouted, "Happy birthday." It was supposed to be fun, but it didn't feel that way. The way people looked at him, their morbid excitement, it was like they were waiting for something much darker to happen. Hours later, I saw Justin alone in a corner, his smile gone. He looked exhausted, like he had gone through a nightmare no one his age should experience. I still think about Diddy's words that night. He talked about a special night they could never speak about. No one will ever really know what happened, but I'll never forget the look in his eyes.
So here they are, right? I can't really play the audio because of copyright. Justin Bieber singing. Diddy just rips it. And then he starts singing one of Bieber's songs, like, I didn't mean to let you down. Okay, whatever. But I mean, look at this again. Look, just snags it. Bieber's like, okay. You also got French Montana here, like hugging him or whatever. People are saying the way he and French Montana hugged up, he was reminding him, I got power over you. Who see that hand reach in his pocket?
Although Justin Bieber has publicly stated that he is not a victim in the allegations surrounding Diddy, there's countless videos on the internet which makes his statement hard to believe. Additionally, Justin has acknowledged that real victims do exist and deserve attention. Over time, it also appears that Justin distanced himself from Diddy. Later interactions between the two suggest a shift in their dynamic, with less visible closeness compared to earlier years. Whether that distance was intentional or simply a natural result of growing up and evolving within the industry is not something publicly confirmed.
One of the more latest updates is Justin Bieber's rep giving a statement about it, saying that although Justin is not among Sean Combs' victims, there are individuals who were genuinely harmed by him, shifting focus away from this reality detracts from the justice these victims rightfully deserve. That was reported to TMZ. And I think it's important, that this was released so people are going to stop speculating about Justin's involved or what he knows, if he's going to be in the trial or anything like that.
Right, because I was so intrigued by Justin's relationship with Diddy, and I've never clicked on a story faster than when I saw this news alert, because I thought he was going to say something a little bit, I mean, I don't know. I was expecting a little bit, I was hoping for more, but Danny, you made a really good point earlier in the show.
What'd I do?
That, you know, he's not among Sean Combs' victims, but he did acknowledge that there are individuals who were genuinely harmed by him. So I think that kind of speaks volumes, because Justin spent a lot of time with Diddy when he was a kid, when he was starting out in the business. And at that time overlapped with the freak-offs and a lot of really questionable alleged behavior. I think that Justin has seen things.
I think so too, and I think he wants to give his support with being as uninvolved as possible with the case, because I'm sure also he was 15 at the time, so I'm very overwhelming for whatever he maybe did see or did not see. But releasing this statement kind of in support of victims, I feel is very important too.
Right.
Yeah.
And I also think that if whether something happened to Justin or not, if whatever were to come out, he would become the center of the stories.
He had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Ultimately, this situation reflects a broader issue. Justin Bieber was not just a global star. He was a teenager growing up under intense public scrutiny, surrounded by an industry that often exposes young artists to adult environments too quickly. Looking back, the conversation is less about assigning blame without evidence, and more about understanding how fame, influence, and youth intersect. It also challenges the way the public judged Justin during his difficult years, reminding us that there may have been more going on beneath the surface than people initially understood.
Guys, the leaked video of Justin Bieber partying with P. Diddy has just emerged, and it looks horrifying. Bieber was not in his right state of mind. Here's the video.
Oh, he's bad boy now.
Look at that. Whoa, look at that.
Here's your icon alert.
Look at that.
It's called.
Does that look normal to you guys? What's going on here? He gets down on his knees, starts drinking. Diddy right there. Look at his eyes.
It looks like Justin Bieber has spoken out about how he feels about the Diddy situation, and it's not looking too good, and it's what everybody thought happened. So Justin posted a series of pictures of himself crying on Instagram, and his wife Hailey Bieber also posted the lyric, quote, "Oh, I'm unwell," end quote, on her Instagram at the same time as he's posting these images. So one of Justin's friends have recently spoke out about how the pop superstar has gone off the deep end recently with supplies. And this isn't a really good friend, because why would you be telling the media this? So an alleged screenshot of Justin's caption is also floating around with the images. The caption reads, quote, "I will speak on it, but I liked it," end quote. So I'm not sure what this means.
Around 2017 to 2018, Justin leans heavily into faith. He becomes closely associated with an evangelical church movement, surrounding himself with pastors and spiritual advisors. For some people, this looked like a fresh start. For others, it raised questions. But from Justin's own perspective, it seemed like he was searching for structure, for meaning, for something that grounded him after years of chaos. And then comes Hailey Baldwin. Their marriage in 2018 wasn't just a relationship milestone, it was a turning point. By many accounts, Hailey became one of the most consistent, stabilizing presences in his life. But even that didn't magically fix everything, because behind the scenes, his health was beginning to decline. In 2020, Justin publicly revealed that he had been diagnosed with Lyme disease, a condition that can cause extreme fatigue, neurological issues, and long-term complications. Around the same time, he also opened up about mental health struggles, including depression. And then, in 2022, things got even more serious. Justin Bieber was diagnosed with Ramsay-Hunt syndrome, a rare condition that caused partial facial paralysis. For a performer, someone whose entire career depends on being on stage, being seen, this was devastating.
Justin here. As you can probably see from my face, this eye is not blinking. I can't smile on this side of my face. This nostril will not move. So there's full paralysis in this side of my face. Ramsay-Hunt syndrome.
However, Justin Bieber's most recent phase shows a clear shift from struggle to healing, and his performance at Coachella reflected that in a very real way. Instead of trying to deliver a flashy comeback, he chose to present something much more personal and controlled. He sat on stage, revisiting old YouTube videos, including the same clips that first made him famous as a young teenager. By doing this, he was not just creating nostalgia for the audience, but actively reconnecting with his own past in a healthier way. Performing those early moments on his own terms showed that he is no longer running from that version of himself. It suggested acceptance rather than avoidance, which is a key part of emotional healing. His calm presence, minimal staging, and grounded energy all pointed towards someone who is more stable than before. The support of Hailey Bieber in the audience also reinforced that sense of balance in his life. Overall, this performance did not feel like a comeback driven by pressure, but rather a moment of personal growth where Justin Bieber showed he is learning to live with his past instead of being controlled by it. Turns out, even non-Bieber fans appreciated him for this. A Reddit user wrote, "I'm not a Bieber fan, and I'm too old for those songs to have any nostalgic relevance to my life, so I don't really have a dog in this fight." But it seemed like a pretty interesting way for a guy who obviously has some conflicted feelings about his early career to approach that era. I like it in theory.
Hi all. I want to talk to you guys about Justin Bieber's performance at Coachella last night. I think that a lot of people missed the point of what we watched last night, and I think that as a person with a platform who has a deep understanding of complex trauma, I am uniquely equipped to explain it to you and help you guys understand a little bit better, and maybe learn something and maybe heal something inside of you, okay? What happened at Coachella last night was one of the most visceral public displays of trauma healing that I have ever witnessed. I think that we ever witnessed. I think that has ever happened in pop culture history. It was incredibly raw. And most of you were asking, why are there no dancers? Why are there no pyrotechnics? No, you were missing the point of what we were witnessing. And I want to explain to you what we actually saw, because I think you all deserve to understand it. And I think that Justin deserves someone to help people understand what exactly he was doing there on that stage. So when Justin Bieber was announced as a Coachella headliner, To be honest, my first thought was, is he actually going to show up to this thing? And I'm not saying that to disparage him. I'm saying that because I've been watching him over the past couple years, both since the whole Diddy trial kind of came out and also since he became a father. So in this book, Trauma and Recovery by Judith Herman, she talks about the fact that one of the most major triggers of complex trauma, especially complex childhood trauma, is becoming a parent. Because being a parent is when for the first time, you're starting to witness that innocent child that you are taking care of. You see the innocent child that you once were in the eyes of that child, and you start to wonder, how could the things have happened to me have actually happened? In addition to people starting to talk about what could have happened to him and the ways he was exploited or whatever during the Diddy trial when that 48 Hours with Diddy video came out, right? So he's been having a really hard time. And to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, it takes one to know one. I know complex trauma when I see it because I have it too, you know? So I wasn't sure he was going to show up at all. But when I saw his Grammys performance, I had a sense of what he was going to do, because what that Grammys performance was a precursor to this performance, insofar as he showed up in his boxers alone, stripped away of everything other than his gift. That is all he came with, right? Only his music, only his voice. And that is what he shared with us in that moment. And a lot of people didn't get it, but I got it. And I had a feeling this performance would be the same, but I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't fully mentally prepared from what I saw. And there's something I want to kind of call people out on, which is what I would describe as ableism. I think the expectation that Justin Bieber perform at the level that he performed many years ago is fundamentally ableist in its conception, okay? And I know that Justin himself has not come out and use the term like disabled, okay? But at the end of the day, and I'm saying this, I don't often invoke my MD in these conversations, but I am going to invoke it here. Complex trauma, depending on how it presents, and I think the way it's presenting for Justin, is a disability. It is a disability. It limits your ability to function like a normal person, okay? He does not have the capacity that he once had, because the things that he is reckoning with psychologically stretch the edges of what a human being can actually hold inside of their body, okay? Complex trauma is a disability. It is not laziness. It is lack of capacity. And you need to understand that, and to not be able to hold space for that is ableist in its conception. He also has a series of other kind of autoimmune conditions like chronic Lyme disease, chronic EVB, multiple kind of autoimmune conditions that for me as a doctor, I really understand those to be honestly the psychosomatic manifestations of long-term trauma living in the body. And that is not to say that they are not real. They are very, very, very real. Very, very real.
Gotta see you, boo, and there's hearts all over the world tonight. Said there's hearts all over the world tonight. You guys remember this song? Damn. What's good with this?
Katy Perry going full believer during Justin Bieber's YouTube-themed Coachella set.
Man, tonight is such a special night, but I feel like we gotta take you guys on a bit of a journey. I know you love me, I know you care. Just shout whenever, and I'll be there.
I try to just take it day by day and just be like, I'm blessed and put in this position for a reason, and I was chosen to, and I stay strong.
The baby singer taking fans back in time, duetting his younger self.
Okay, so you guys know that one? Alright, let's keep it going, man. And there's just no turning back when your heart's under attack. Gonna give everything I have. It's my destiny. And this goes back to 19 years ago. And I'm so sick of love songs, so tired of tears.
I think I'm in a very great position in my life, and I'm in a very great place.
Yeah, Biebs reminiscing on his good times and his most viral.
You just had to be here for this one. This is a good little clip. Maybe let's run that back one more time. I don't know if you've seen it, but this is me walking into a glass door. Oh, yep, there it is again. This is a good one. Okay. Yeah, okay.
The throwback set playing out in front of an A-list crowd. Justin's wife Hailey spotted alongside bestie Kylie Jenner and her beau Timothée Chalamet, as well as Kendall Jenner and Jacob Elordi. Katie was also spotted getting cozy with her own Justin, boyfriend Justin Trudeau, the singer sharing what many were thinking as the Biebs ran into some technical trouble at one point.
Wi-Fi, man, come on.
And that is premium.
Wi-Fi,
No
man,
ads.
come on. You guys remember this song?
So, what do you think? Was Justin Bieber just creating art, or was he quietly trying to show us something that most people weren't ready to see at the time? Let us know in the comments below. And if you liked this video, hit that subscribe button so that you never miss out on any new videos. And until then, fam, keep it real.